welcome to Music Talks. Tonight we're talking with Mike Sweep, the Nieuw Statendam, and we're filming this in early July of 2022. Mike is the leader of the Rolling Stone band and actually helped start the concept. So, Mike, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, man.
If you can, I know that on Holland America's ships, they're really pushing music, and they have their music walk, and the classical on Lincoln Center. They have the really fine B.B. King blues band. They have the Billboard dueling pianos, and on the Pinnacle class they have the Rolling Stone rock band. So can you just kind of walk us through that, and how did you get involved with that?
Well, first I want to thank Tommy Peters, rest in peace. Tommy Peters was over B.B. King's, and he started the Rolling Stone Rock Room imprint. And so this whole concept was just coming about in 2018 in November. And so prior to that, we had like a month to rehearse.
All right.
And the lead guy had an opportunity to put a band together. And so we all came from Memphis, and Tommy Peters was like, all right, I'll let y'all do your thing. He'll come in, he'll be dancing, just doing his own little thing, and give us some tips, some pointers, because he's been with the BBs for I think forever, and he actually was one of the owners of B.B. King's as well in Memphis too.
Okay.
So he put the band together, and the league put the band together, and that's pretty much how we started out. So.
Were audiences pretty receptive to that from the beginning?
It was insane because it was like packed every night, and everybody was like really excited, and so with that, thankfully our drummer Teddy has had experience in the BBs as well.
Okay.
So he's had a few contracts and everything, so that helped us. He was our guide pretty much in like things to do, things not to do, things to look out for. So he really showed us the ropes, So that really helped us a lot because there was a lot of pressure on us, and all the exec guys were on us, which we've all collectively and individually done things that we've been in that situation before, but it was my first time cruising, and a lot of the other guys too, so I was like, how am I going to adjust to the water? I can't swim, first of all. So it's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but it was great.
You guys are playing classic rock. I mean, everything. I'm hearing everything from the Beatles to the early 60s to the 2000s, but definitely a sweet spot, 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on. And so when I look around the audience, and Jennifer and I really love music, but I'm seeing an audience that I wouldn't expect to normally see at concerts. There are some older folks out there, and I know Holland America's trying to attract younger people, and this is part of it, but the audience is on board. They heard the songs when they first came out.
Yeah,
they know
most
the songs.
Of them went to the concerts.
And they know the artists. So you guys are totally rocking it. So
thank you, appreciate it.
This particular band on this cruise, we're going to have a chance to interview them later, I think. But how was it put together? Did you just know I'm going to be on this cruise? It's part of my contract, and I need to have 4 other guys, and you put it together, or?
I think it's amazing how, a lot of times life sets you up for things and you don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we opened this ship in 2018. Yeah. So to be back is like kind of surreal a little bit, because it's like, I remember this spot, I remember this is my first home, on the ocean. Yeah. So we had an opportunity to open the Rotterdam, which was another Pinnacle ship.
Okay,
and
we've
so,
been on the Rotterdam.
Yeah, and due to COVID, it didn't happen. And so when it finally came about, RWS is a company that we're under now. Okay. It's at a Bill Street. And since Tommy passed away, sold the company to RWS, and so they had given RWS a list of emails of our names and contact information, and this guy named Brock Power that was over it at the time literally called us and was like, "Hey, you guys want to go out?" And so 3 of us, Teddy, Michael, Burgess, guitarist. So we all were like, we could do it. And so it ended up working out, and they gave us 2 new people.
Okay.
And so thankfully Ryan and Mac have been a great addition to the band, and
they were
and it was Mac's first contract. And Ryan had opened the Koningsdam. So on the Rock Room imprint, like a couple of weeks after we were on the Statendam. So he's been doing it. So Mac, the leader, had 4 guys that are very experienced in doing this. So he got really lucky because there's certain situations that it's not always like that. And when we first started, it was a struggle for us as well, you know.
So how much time did you guys get together, and do you have a chance to practice before the crew starts?
Yeah, we have 2 weeks in New York City. They bring us to New York. They have an entertainment studio there. It's a great place. And they give us pretty much the whole studio time, whatever. So what we like to try to do is, I get together with everybody and I organize them like, so what does everybody know? Where can we start from our master list that the Holland American gives RWS? So I'm like, where can we start? You know, who knows what? And that gives us some type of foundation. And so we just build from there. You know, we see what each of us can sing, what we can't do, you know, so we would love to do Barracuda, but I mean, you know, it's not happening.
We came over on the Rotterdam back in April, and they did have a woman on keyboards who was singing.
And my buddy Poye, shout out to Poye, he was the band leader over there, bass player. He's amazing.
So they do give you a list of songs they hope you can play. You have some freedom, I guess, to add songs?
Yeah, well, we have to go through an approval process. They have to make sure the content isn't too risque, you know. And some of these songs, you know, it's hidden pretty well, so people never know unless they do the background of the song. But it's a list of 300 songs. And so they require us to have 140. And so right now we're at 183 because we just wanted to go a little over just to keep ourselves interested and keep the audience interested as well. So we try not to repeat, you know, unless the audience sometimes, hey, can you play a song? It's like, okay, we'll throw it in, you know. So
like if you guys don't play Take On Me,
and
you played it that first night, and it's like, oh my, that was the first one that just totally blew me away, and so I do hope that you repeat that at some point. So
we'll do that. That's one of our favorites. So.
Mike, we've talked a little bit. I know sort of the uncredited member of the band is the sound man. You know, it's a small room. I mean, it's a pretty good sized room, but it's you know, it's an unusual shaped room, and the sound man really plays a critical part of your sound. So
definitely.
How much? We saw you the night where you did your first sound check. Is that the first real time you'd had with that sound man?
Yes, and that day was crazy because we had just flew in from New York to Copenhagen. Thankfully, it was a direct flight. We flew in, and so at 9:30 p.m. we left, and then we arrived in Copenhagen at 12:30 p.m. So back in New York, it was 6 a.m. So we went straight, and then it's so much when you join the ship, as y'all know.
Sure.
You have to go through a lot of the process,
Yeah.
you know, the COVID testing and everything.
Sure.
And we had to put all our ducks in a row, and I'm just like, my brain is like, I know I forgot something. But as soon as we get here, we get up settled in our rooms. We got something to eat, went straight to sound check, and the sound guys, shout out to them. They work so hard to make sure, like, you know, Holland America has, you know, the best quality. And so we're always working with them. You know, they give us tips, we give them tips. So it's a beautiful thing because, you know, if you're not nice to the sound guys, they can make you sound really good.
So you talked a minute ago about the songs that you worked on and the arrangements that you kind of tweaked with. I think that is really one of the special things that I'm seeing about you guys. You really have you play the song that everybody wants to hear, and they know the solos, and if there's 2 solos, they know those. But at the end of so many of the songs, it seems like you add a little something that it's like, okay, this is our little take on it. I mean, and a lot of times you tie that into maybe the next song, and you've done even a couple of mashups. I think I heard the other night, didn't tell me, you did a song you hadn't done before. Mac introduced it as a song you had learned, a Beatles song.
Don't Let Me Down?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end, or you did it pretty faithfully, but at the end you went to kind of a lead kind of section, and they brought in the lead from Hotel California, I think.
Oh, that was Wild World.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cat Stevens, Wild World. And,
that's right. That's what it was. It was
and
Wild
in the
World.
bridge, we were just messing around in rehearsal, and it was like, you know, this is kind of giving that Hotel California type vibe.
Yeah.
So why not add that in the bridge instead of the, you know, regular thing? Because I mean, it's still like being true to the song, and it's so like I love arrangements. That's like one of my favorite things.
Well, you're good at it.
And thank you. And you know, everybody adds their part, and that's what makes us like, you know, we just try to stand out a little bit. We try to leave a lasting impression because we could play the songs, and as we do, we're very true to the songs. But a lot of times when I like to look at live performances, and I see certain bands doing certain mashups that are like, oh, like how to, like it makes people feel really good when they hear 2 songs together, 2 of their favorite songs, and they're like, how are you able to do that? And it's like this,
it stimulates them.
Yeah, you know, but so yeah, that's just one thing that we love to do, you know.
Advice would you give to somebody maybe watching this video who says, you know, I like cruising, I like to play music, to either get into this business, particularly the Rolling Stone rock band?
I would definitely say it takes a lot of focus, and it takes a lot of hard work, effort, dedication. It takes a lot of patience as well.
Okay.
You're dealing with 5 guys, you know, or 5 women in certain circumstances on a 4-month basis. So you got to see them every day, you know, except for your off days. You can just stay in your room, but pretty much you got to see them, communicate every day, and you know, the chemistry is everything. If you don't like somebody, or you know, it's gonna show on stage, and you know, we're here for the audience, and it takes a lot, and it takes a lot of humbling too, because even though this person may be wrong or this person may be right, at the end of the day, it's not really about that. It's about how can we get on the same page and keep the peace, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, it really does. I hope it's real, because it looks real. It looks like you guys really do get along.
We're good actors.
I love the eye contact, and you're like the teacher that somebody, you know, will play a lead part, and then they glance over at you like, did I nail that? Or I know I struggled in practice, but I think I nailed that. And the vibe of the band is just amazing.
I just want to shout out, because the guys, they work so hard as well as I, and you know, I just see the best for each individual. You know, I see and everybody has done, you know, things for, you know, MTV, certain artists, and all these different things, and I just want that to be in the forefront of our minds. Like whenever we are out in front of anyone, we want to make sure that we're giving 100%. You know, because you never know who's watching, you never know who's paying attention. Somebody can pick you up for a tour gig just like that. You know, and if you butcher a part, you know, like, we're gonna get somebody else. But you know, and we're gonna make mistakes, all of us. You know, I make plenty of mistakes. You know, but as long as the focus is there and the dedication, like, that's all that I care about, and I'm sure that's all the guys care about as well. So,
how long will this particular band be together on this show?
We got here June 21st, and I think we are leaving October 22nd of this year. So about 4 months.
All right. How do you keep it fresh? Because you guys are kind of on 6 nights off. Audiences come and go. You might have a great audience for 3 weeks, and then you get some new folks. And you know, any particular night, somebody in the band may be a little off. How do you keep it? How do you motivate? How do you keep the audience and the band motivated?
It's a definite push and pull sometimes, you know, because certain nights, you know, we're feeling it, we're feeling great, and then other nights, you know, we're human, you know, we have emotions, and when it can be emotionally draining at times, because you're giving so much of yourself every night, you know, and we're just emotional, like we play music, you know, we got to convey the emotion to make it believable. So, you know, a lot of times we just encourage each other, you know, and I think that's the greatest thing. Like, as long as we're having fun on stage, you know, and you can tell some nights, you know, some of the guys and myself, we may just need a little time, you know, to ourselves, which is no problem, because 4 months, it's not as easy as people think. You know, you're away from family. I mean, nobody in bands, kids, but you know, family, you know, loved ones, everything. So it's easy, you know. But
Mike, how does playing for the particular demographics of a typical cruise on Holland America, how does that fit into your musical style, but also your long-term plans, and you know, you're improving your craft, but what else?
I think it's you know, to me, I feel, and this is just me personally, I feel that I call them the veterans, you know. I feel like they're more in tune and they appreciate the music more than like people maybe in their 20s, you know, 30s, you know, because like music is so different now, how it was back then. And back then, you know, you could go to concerts and actually not have a phone, you know, and actually be engaged. To the whole album. Right, you'll listen to the whole album. You run to the stores, like, you know, just waiting to get a physical copy. So that appreciation for music, I feel like, in the veterans, the mature crowd, they're more appreciative of it, you know, versus, you know, some of the frat parties we've done or whatever, you know, it's just like, they're having fun, you know, which I love both, you know, I do love both, but when it comes to actually trying to, you know, prime example, we had a lady on the Rotterdam that saw us, and you know, we all live in Nashville, except for Ted lives in Memphis, And but it's like three hours away from Nashville, not far at all.
Yeah.
So she came and she was like, "Hey, we have this company party every year. We would love for you guys to, do it, And boom, there's a gig when we get back home,
Super.
And so, and that puts our name out. So, I look at it. You can do more business with the veterans than some of people my age. Which, no offense, but that's just the truth,
I think that's true. There's a lot of appreciation, wisdom, and
Yes,
they know the music. So,
yeah.
Mike, I know you got a show to get ready for.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much for visiting with us.
Pleasure.
We're looking forward to lots of shows. We're on here to Boston in early August, and we